Welcome to the enchanting tale of Veloria, a floating merchant city suspended in the sky by ancient magic. Join us on a journey through this whimsical world where traders and adventurers navigate a tapestry of secrets, alliances, and dreams. Whether you are cooking, relaxing, or on a walk, allow yourself to be transported to a realm where the sky's the limit and every horizon holds the promise of wonder. Sit back, immerse yourself, and let the story of Veloria unfold, filling your imagination with the limitless possibilities of the clouds above. The storm over Veloria, a new dawn in the skies. Floating above the lands in a sea of clouds lay Veloria, a bustling merchant city that defied gravity and belief, held aloft by ancient magic and marvel. I remember the day I first set foot on this drifting kingdom, its wooden platforms swaying lightly beneath my boots as if reminding me that in Veloria one was always at the mercy of the skies. The arrival at Veloria was no mere crossing of a threshold. It was an immersion into an otherworldly bazaar where the scent of rare spices mingled with the cool crispness of the high-altitude air. I was a humble trader from the lowlands, and the tales of Veloria had always seemed more legend than reality. Yet here it was vibrant and very much alive. From the deck of my airship, which had been precariously docked along the city's edge, I beheld an endless stream of merchants and artisans peddling wares from every corner of our world, and perhaps even beyond. Despite the city's splendor, my heart was a drumming cacophony of nerves and excitement. This journey was not just a venture of commerce, it was one of discovery. I was driven to uncover the secrets of the sky market, for whispers spoke of treasures passed through Veloria that could tip the scales of power in our realm. Navigating through the crowded streets of floating stalls and suspended bridges, I met Viola, a fellow trader, and a woman whose sharp wit and piercing eyes seemed to pierce the clouds themselves. Viola knew Veloria like the back of her hand, her knowledge and unspoken promise of safety in these unfamiliar skies. She spoke of the hidden corners where rare magic-infused fabrics were bartered, and of the clandestine meetings held by guilds whose names were never uttered under the sun. Yet Veloria was a realm of many faces, and my path soon wove into a tapestry of deceit and intrigue, leaving me entangled in the merchant's dilemma. Viola's alliance presented opportunities unyielding to those alone. Together we could change the destiny of our trade, yet it required a swift dance along the thin edge between trust and betrayal. My journey would take me deeper into heart of Veloria's mysteries, with whispers of the wind playing upon the sails at night, warning of unseen forces seeking to tip the balance. In this city above the earth, every deal made was a dynamic interplay of politics and peril, challenging the very soul of those who dared dream beyond their own borders. As the light of the day waned and stars began to fill the void above, the whispers spoke the forbidden trade, a clandestine market where only the bold or the foolish dared enter. Those who trafficked there dealt not in gold nor gems, but in influence itself, a currency far more potent and perilous here among the clouds. With each passing day in Veloria, my resolve hardened like steel, cast in the forge of determination. Viola's presence at my side was both a boon and a shadow, her familiarity with the city's secrets both a guide and a warning. Together we ventured into the heart of this ethereal domain in pursuit of the forbidden trade enigma wrapped in whispers and guarded by shadows. The entrance to this elusive market lay hidden beyond the public eye, obscured by the intricate maze of Veloria's alleys and moving platforms. Only those with a keen sense of the city's rhythm could find it, and Viola led the way, her footsteps as silent as the clouds around us. Beneath flickering lanterns of strange make, we found ourselves in a subterranean chamber suspended beneath the city, the air crackling with unspoken deals and veiled glances. Here, merchants from distant lands mingled with magicians cloaked in mystery, and their transactions defied earthly logic. Debates over relics and artifacts lost to time were as commonplace as haggling over ripe fruits in the open market above. It was in this place, shrouded in secrecy, that I realized the true nature of alliances in the clouds. Those who traded here were not bound by the mundane constraints of loyalty or kinship, but by mutual necessity. Each partnership a double-edged sword poised to tip at any moment into betrayal, its potential for treachery as expansive as the sky itself. Our venture into the forbidden trade saw us align with an enigmatic figure known only as the Sky Broker, whose reputation was as volatile as the winds above. The broker promised treasures few had seen, but his terms were steep, requiring sacrifices measured not in currency, but in the willingness to risk one's very soul. Together, Viola and I ventured deeper beneath the watchful eyes of those who would see us fail our footsteps, tracing lines of trust as fragile as morning mist. Then the skies darkened above Veloria, casting the floating city in the shadow of its own making. The storm over Veloria was a tempest both natural and political, a confluence of power and fury, threatening to uproot all who had found solace in the clouds. Whispers turned to shouts as the wind picked up ferociously, tearing through the stalls and rattling foundations that were never meant to withstand such assaults. In the midst of chaos, alliances shifted like grains of sand in the breeze, some disappearing altogether, while others were reinforced with newfound urgency. We found ourselves embroiled in a struggle to protect both the integrity of our trade and the city itself, realizing that the storm was but a reflection of the tumult within our hearts. As the celestial fury unleashed its might, a new dawn in the skies was promised, the moment when the storm would have passed, leaving behind a canvas washed clean for us to paint anew. It was a day that could mean rebirth or ruin, and in Veloria's earliest light, I knew that whatever the future held, my destiny was inextricably tied to this floating city, and its secrets bound by the winds that both cradled it in serenity and threatened to tear it asunder. The last remnants of the storm lingered in the crisp morning air as Veloria emerged from its wrath, a city scarred yet resilient. In the aftermath, the markets were heralded with an air of cautious optimism, traders slowly returning to their stalls with a renewed sense of purpose. I stood upon a skyward platform, gazing out at the expanse of clouds that seemed to ripple with their own life. A new dawn in the skies had arrived, and with it an opportunity to rebuild trust and strengthen the fragile bonds that held this floating city together. As the sun cast its golden light over the bustling streets, whispers of the storm's origin swirled just out of reach. Many claimed it was the manifestation of dissent brewing beneath Veloria's surface, an unrest that had taken the form of tempest as naturally as the changing wind. Others spoke of darker forces, unsettled by the forbidden trade, seeking to balance the scales of power in their own way. Viola and I found ourselves amongst these contemplations, our perilous venture having left us with more questions than answers. The Sky Broker's disappearance in the height of the storm had left a void in the clandestine market, their promises scattered like leaves caught in a gale. Our dealings had been precarious, yet within them lay the seeds of something greater, and I couldn't shake the feeling that both Veloria and its people were on the cusp of profound change. In the days that followed, the alliances formed during the storm were put to the test. Merchants once wary of one another began to weave new networks of trade, understanding that survival in Veloria required cooperation rather than competition. The guilds shone under the light of transparency as deals once hidden found their way into the open market, drawn by the necessity to foster trust amid the tapestry of intrigue. Yet the road ahead was uncertain, and as I delved deeper into the heart of Veloria, I unearthed a truth about myself as much as the city. The floating platforms served not only as a marketplace, but as a stage for personal reflection, where every choice was mirrored by the vast emptiness below and the uncharted sky above. I realized that in seeking secrets of the sky market, I had unearthed elements of my own past and aspirations, revealing vulnerabilities masked by ambition. I pondered my journey from the lowlands to this ethereal realm and the dreams that had driven me forward, even as the clouds threatened to swallow them whole. Veloria, with its ebbs and flows of air and destiny, had become not just a destination, but a crucible of revelation, a place where the boundaries between the earthly and the ethereal blurred into something more profound. As I stood there, tethered to the city's pulse, I knew the time had come to forge a new path, one that embraced both past lessons and future aspirations. Veloria would continue to float in the endless skies, a testament to the unbreakable spirit of its people and their unwavering defiance of nature's laws. And so would I, yet another soul seeking balance in the space between air and sky, chasing dreams carried on the wind. In the weeks that followed the storm, life in Veloria began to weave its way back into a semblance of normalcy, though the undercurrents of transformation still thrummed beneath the surface. The markets bustled with renewed energy, their vibrant colors a testament to resilience and rebirth, and the air was filled with the melodies of distant lands, as if the city itself were singing a song of healing and hope. Viola and I walked amongst the stalls, our eyes ever watchful for both danger and opportunity. The alliances we had forged were not indelible, and they required nurturing like young seedlings struggling to find their footing in rocky soil. Trust, I had learned, was a delicate flower in Veloria, one that could be crushed under the weight of pride or suspicion. Yet as we moved through the throng of merchants, I realized that the city had somehow become a part of me, its rhythm synchronizing with the beat of my own heart. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky shimmered with hues of amber and violet, Viola and I ascended to one of Veloria's highest platforms. It was a place of reflection, where the world seemed to pause and the vastness of the sky stretched infinitely above and below. Here, every breath felt like a communion with the winds, a reminder of the city's lofty perch above the earth. As we stood on the precipice of the platform, Viola broke the silence that enveloped us. Her voice was soft yet carried the weight of profound contemplation. She spoke of her past, of choices driven by necessity rather than desire, and of the dreams she had kept hidden beneath layers of practicality. Her words resonated within me, and I found myself sharing stories I had long buried, tales of aspirations ignited by the flickering embers of ambition. In that moment, atop Veloria, we were no longer merely traders seeking fortune and glory. We were kindred spirits, bound by the winds that carried our hopes and our fears away into the ether. The city had taught us that amidst its swirling chaos lay the essence of possibility, that within its floating embrace, one could confront the tempest both without and within. As the stars began to twinkle in the vast canopy above, I knew that my time in Veloria had been but the beginning of a journey that stretched beyond trade routes and currency, reaching into the very heart of what it meant to seek, to strive, and to dream. And so, as the floating city continued its perpetual drift across the heavens, I bade farewell to the shadows that had lingered in the corners of my spirit. Veloria, with all its mysteries and marvels, had given me more than I could ever have bargained for. It had given me the courage to seek the skies, to embrace the dance between gravity and escape, and to chart a course through the unknown with wings unfettered by fear. For as long as Veloria floated in the heavens, so too would my spirit rise, forever tethered to a realm where the sails of dreams were ever unfurled, and the horizon was boundless. With the dawn breaking gently across Veloria's ethereal fade, the hustle of the market resumed its symphony, a convergence of voices, laughter, and bartering that had become the lifeblood of the floating city. Encapsulated in the breath of a new day, I felt the world around me come alive once more, each moment vibrating with a sense of possibility. Yet, beneath the bustling thought of Veloria, something deeper pulsed, a kind of awakening that accompanied the city's revived momentum. New alliances, forged in the crucible of adversity, began to bear fruit, and a sense of community unfurled across the platforms and gardens, like morning mist melting under the warm caress of the sun. Viola and I found ourselves drawn into discussions with traders and guilds alike, our previous endeavors, though shrouded by risk, having bestowed a measure of respect upon us. As we walked together, our conversations carried an air of purpose, the topics ranging from logistics of trade routes to philosophical musings on the nature of power and ambition. Through those talks, we uncovered deeper truths about Veloria's structure, a living entity powered not only by the magic that kept it suspended, but by the intricate dance of those who navigated its systems and secrets. It became clear that the city's thriving heartbeat depended upon the delicate balance of trust and ambition, a balance that echoed within each of its inhabitants. The role Viola and I played became woven into the tapestry of Veloria's societal fabric, culminating in our collaborative effort to foster a mentoring guild place where new traders could learn the delicate art of negotiation, sustained by wisdom passed through shared experience. The guild began to shine as a beacon of learning and aspiration, a promise of guidance for those seeking to carve their path among the clouds. Even as the city swayed under our feet, whispers of its growth reached beyond the ever-present clouds, inviting new and adventurous souls to its high-flying streets. Valoria's allure as a place of prosperity and mystery only grew, attracting those who had either heard tales of floating fortunes or yearned for a taste of freedom, far detached from the constraints of earth. But behind the scenes, beneath the perfumed air of prosperity, remnants of the storm's shadow still lingered, subtle reminders that equilibrium within Veloria was always precarious. As sure as the city floated, its foundations were built on very human fears and frailties, susceptible to the same turbulence that tugged at the wings of individual dreams. With each passing day, as clouds magically painted and masked or presented new canvases, I felt both apart from and a part of Valoria's Alluria dichotomy that spoke to the transient nature of life above the earth. My place here began to shift as if the winds themselves whispered of locales yet unseen, a calling to explore and expand upon the knowledge I had gathered. Thus, as I stood one final time atop the highest platform, Viola by my side, under the expanse of a star-kissed dome, I understood that my journey with Veloria was a chapter in a much larger narrative, a laying of groundwork for what could become a legacy not only bound by sky but infinite possibility. With a heart tethered by gratitude, I bade the city farewell, knowing its spirit would sail within me eternally. As I embarked on my next voyage, the horizon stretched limitless beyond Veloria, unfolding into uncharted territories filled with mysteries and dreams waiting to be penned into existence, each a story floating, suspended, timeless in the eternal winds. As I readied my airship for departure, a mixture of emotions swirled within me, excitement tinged with a bittersweet sadness. Veloria, with its soaring platforms and vibrant soul, had become more than a mere city to me. It had been a teacher, a companion, and an inspiration. Yet, the call to venture forth resounded in my heart like a siren song, promising discovery and growth beyond the familiar embrace of the known. Viola stood beside me on the deck, the morning light casting a warm glow upon her determined face. Our farewell was not of sadness, but of mutual understanding, that paths, though diverging, were forged in the same destined light. She spoke of her plans to nurture the guild we had formed, envisioning a haven for those who dared to dream as we once had. Her commitment to Valoria's future was unwavering, her passion as boundless as the sky itself. With a final lingering glance across the sweeping vista of the floating city, its wood and sails bathed in the golden hues of dawn, we clasped forearms, a gesture of solidarity, and shared journeys yet untold. Then, with the gentle surge of magic that had become second nature to me, my vessel lifted from its moorings, the wind filling the sails with a vigor born of freedom. As the city slowly receded into the distance, becoming a jewel set upon the vastness of clouds, I felt a quiet exultation wash over me. The airship sailed through the heavens, guided by both skill and a whisper of enchantment, charting a course towards lands unknown. The sky stretched infinitely around me, a boundless expanse where reality and imagination melded into a tapestry of endless possibility. Each cloud was a canvas, each breeze a breath of potentiality, urging me onward to places where rivers of stars carved new paths through the midnight. I knew not where the winds would carry me, what lands awaited, or what stories lingered just beyond the horizon. Yet, in that uncertainty, lay the allure, a promise of adventure, of challenges to be met with resilience, and of legends waiting to be written by those brave enough to seek them. Valoria's echo resided in my heart, a constant reminder of what had been and what could be, a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit to rise above, to seek beyond the confines of ordinary existence. And so, with wings unfurled and a soul ablaze with purpose, I journeyed onward into the vast, welcoming embrace of the infinite sky. In the heart of that celestial sea, I understood that wherever I went, whatever horizons I would chase, Valoria's magic would always be with me, a guiding light in the universe's endless tapestry of dreams. Days turned into nights as my airship charted a course through the vast, endless sky, a compass set by instinct and curiosity rather than known maps. The stars above became my companions, blinking with quiet wisdom, as if daring me to unravel their ancient mysteries. Each dawn painted the heavens anew, a canvas of colors mixed by the hands of unseen deities, infusing my journey with wonder. As I sailed beyond Veloria's distant silhouette, there was a tranquility to the rhythm of my voyage, a harmony found in the cyclical dance of day and night. The world became at once expansive and intimate, with the boundaries of my existence defined by the horizon's elusive line. The winds whispered stories of lands touched by magic, of kingdoms ruled by ethereal beings, and of treasures buried deep in forgotten grottos. Eventually, the pulls of my journey brought me to a realm whispered of in moonlit tavern tales, a kingdom at the edge of the world where the ocean kissed the skies. The city of Astrea, with its towers woven of crystal and dreams, glimmered on the horizon, its splendor held aloft by both marvel and myth. It was said that Astrea was a sanctuary of wisdom, where knowledge was etched into the very stones by hands long passed into legend. As my vessel descended toward Astrea's docks, I felt a thrill deep in my bones, a resonance matching the keen of the winds that guided me here. Its people welcomed me with open arms, their eyes alight with stories waiting to be exchanged, crafted in the art of song and scroll. In their presence, I sensed an ancient kinship between Veloria and Astrea, as if both cities were part of a lineage connecting the realms above and below. With each passing day, I delved into Astrea's heart, unraveling secrets that whispered in its crystalline corridors and echoing caverns. Grains of forgotten history shimmered like dust caught in the morning sun, revealing threads that wove through the fabric of time itself. Here I found mentors who spoke not of the past's shackles, but of its keys, unlocking potential within me as limitless as the skies we traversed. Yet amidst Astrea's luminous facade, there lay shadows, just as there had been in Veloria. The kingdom grappled with challenges born of progress and tradition, palpable in the solemn council meetings held beneath opalescent domes. Here I encountered the same balance that held Veloria aloft, that precarious piece of trust and aspiration in constant negotiation with the winds of change. Thus, my journey continued, enriched by the knowledge and friendship collected in Astrea's embrace, a tapestry of experience that cloaked me against the chill of doubt. As I prepared to set sail once more, I bid Astrea's crystal towers farewell, their voices, a chorus of guidance, woven into my heart. My soul set alight by the dawn of new horizons, I embarked once more into the open skies. Every breath carried a promise of new legends to be inked across the firmament, with each cloud a testament to the dreams that dared take flight. For as long as the universe spun its web of stars into the night, I, too, would wander a seeker unbound by earth or fear lifted by the winds of eternal wonder. Bound by neither borders nor timidity, my journey stretched out along the horizon, an ever-evolving saga entwined with the mysteries of the vast expanses. As I sailed away from Astrea, the wind guided my vessel with a gentle insistence, propelling me toward lands where the air hummed with magic and ancient riddles whispered through the ether. The celestial map above shifted with the passage of time, constellations dancing a slow waltz that only the patient could decipher. By night, the universe unfolded its secrets across the sky in shimmering arcs of light, each star a beacon and a reminder of the boundless possibilities that lay before me. I charted courses not solely by known constellations, but through the invisible lines drawn by intuition and the whispers of fate. My quest led me through skies both placid and turbulent. There were times when storms would gather like vengeful spirits, their fury unbound as lightning wove brilliant tapestries across the darkened vault. In those moments, the balance of my ship felt as tenuous as the ephemeral peace found within Veloria and Astrea. But with each tempest conquered, I found my resolve sharpened and my spirit steeled, knowing that the way of the wind tested those who dared to dance in its domain. Along the way, I encountered islands adrift in the heavens, like pearls scattered across an azure sea. Each one bore its own secrets, and I would descend to explore, meeting those who called these isolated worlds home, learning their customs and sharing tales of my travels. Among them were scholars who spoke of ethereal sciences, adventurers with gold and glory in their eyes, and storytellers who wove dreams into the very air they breathed. Each encounter enriched the tapestry of my journey, adding depth to the multifaceted world through which I sailed. Amidst the navigation of these radiant archipelagos, I discovered an inner compass aligned not with cardinal direction, but with purpose. My path transcended the physical journey, delving deep into realms of self-awareness and awakening possibilities I had never dared to consider. The skies became both a mirror and a window, a reflection of my desires, an opening into futures unwritten. In time, as the song of the stars became an anthem within my heart, I found myself drawn back toward familiar shores. Veloria lingered on the edge of my thoughts, its memory entwined inexorably with the lessons of adventure and alliance. I longed to return, not as the trader who once tread its floating platforms, but as one who had embraced the endless sky and its indelible wisdom. When at last Veloria appeared upon the horizon, emerging from the misty embrace of the clouds, I felt a profound sense of homecoming. The city lay resplendent under the heavens, its towers and sails swaying gently in the rhythm of the wind, a beacon of hope and history where my journey had first begun. As my ship descended, finding its berth within Veloria's bustling port, I was met with a familiar landscape seen anew through eyes that had wandered the heavens. My story, like the city itself, was interwoven with the dreams of those who dared to seek beyond the ordinary. Together, Veloria and I stood poised for a new chapter, a testament to the power of exploration and the endless dreams that could stir to life among the clouds.